What's up, everyone? Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in to the Mancave Sports Talk Podcast. It's your boy, the Sactown Packhound, with my co-host, Tim, the Packer Hill. And without further ado, let's go! All right, let's start this off. I gotta eat some humble pie. You were right. Let's talk about the conference championship games. Start off with the Chiefs and the Bills. You know,
Chiefs Ravens.
Or excuse me, Chiefs and the Ravens. That would make more sense. I'm still living in last week. You know, Tim called it exactly pretty much what happened. I will say that I don't think that the Chiefs won that game. I think the Bills lost that, or the Ravens lost that game. One of the stats that just stands out to me more than anything else.
Well, let me guess it for you.
Go ahead.
I think I can guess it.
Okay.
They ran the ball 6 times.
16 total, but Lamar had 8 of them.
Correct. Yeah, no, running backs touched the ball 6 times.
Yeah, 6 times the entire freaking game, which was just outrageous. They just were one-dimensional, and that Zay Flowers, man. Oh my God. If you could make a bigger mistake than he made, that changed the entire outcome of the game. He had back-to-back plays.
Well, which one are you referring to?
Both of them. First, you get a huge play, and then I understand the guy is grabbing you, and like you always know, you don't get the first person, you always get the second person. They're grabbing his leg, which is smart on his part, and he pushes him down and stands over him. Even if they didn't get you for the push, they're going to get you for standing over and taunting him.
And that's the thing, is he didn't get him for the push. He got him for the thug-like pose that he did over the top of him as he was still laying on the ground.
It's so ridiculous. It was, oh my God.
But karma's a bitch, because the dude he stood over was the one that stripped him on the half-court line.
Exactly. And then he kind of makes up for it with the catch that he gets next, but then he does such an unnecessary move. Like, I'm so tired of seeing hero ball. I understand that you want to get that freaking touchdown, but you cover up, you make sure that you have possession of the ball first. If you have it on the 5-inch line, you're going to score a touchdown. It's just, it changed the momentum of the game, the overall stats of the game. I mean, Mahomes was 30 of 39 for 241 yards and a touchdown. Pacheco had 24 carries for 68 yards and a touch. He didn't have a lot of yards, but they consistently fed him the ball.
Correct.
Kelsey had 11 for 116 and a touch. Now, Lamar Jackson was 20 of... Go ahead.
And of those 11, 9 for 96 and the touchdown were the first half.
Yeah, exactly. Lamar Jackson, 20 of 37 for 272, a touchdown and a pick. Lamar was their leading, rusher, 8 carries for 54 yards, but Justice Hill had 3 carries for 3 yards, Gus Edwards, 3 carries for 20 yards, and Zay Flowers, 2 carries for 4 yards. 16 total rushes. I don't understand. You become completely one-dimensional, and then if you are going to run it, like you talked about last week, where the cameras, pans out, how many times did Lamar Jackson have lanes to run on 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s, and instead he's trying to be what he's not, and he's trying to go 1 read, 2 read, 3 read, back to 1 read, and you don't have time for that with the Chiefs pass rush. You could have had so many more first downs if you just take off and run. The strip that he had, staying in the pocket too long, you got to have that clock in your head. You got to know he's coming around the corner and go, and usually he does. And Mahomes, I don't think he had a great freaking, game. If you look at the stats, total yards, KC 319, Baltimore 336. Baltimore had more yards. Passing yards, KC 230, Baltimore 255. They outdid them in every single stat that there freaking was. And I mean, yards per play, KC 4.4, Baltimore 5.9. Third downs, 8 for 18 for KC. Baltimore 3 for 11.
Kansas City took care of the football. The Baltimore Ravens did not.
It was the time of possession that killed it. KC had the ball for 37 minutes and 30 seconds, and Baltimore had the ball for 22 minutes and 30 seconds. It's not that KC made big plays. They made crucial plays on third down, and Baltimore was big play or nothing.
Yeah.
Every time.
But it was mainly the first half that all of this took place in. Because if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the first half, it was almost a 2-1 time possession. So they relied on their defense, or Kansas City relied on their defense in the second half.
Right.
And Lamar Jackson is who I thought he was. He's exactly the person that he's been since he's come into the league. Accuracy issues down the field. He was 2 of 7 down the field throws. One to a receiver who was triple covered, who thought he was wide open, putting the hand.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Isaiah Likely, I don't know what he was doing right there.
And he throws into triple coverage. He was very hesitant in the pocket to run, which I'm watching the game after that with Brock Purdy. It surrounds him, and Purdy's up the middle and out the gate for 15 yards. He did Lamar Jackson better than Lamar Jackson did Lamar Jackson.
Well, I mean, I got to disagree with you on the Lamar Jackson part. Lamar Jackson is such a dynamic player. You can't base a whole season off of one game. Granted, it was a crucial game, but Lamar Jackson did everything that he could. It was crucial mistakes that cost them that game. It was not Lamar Jackson. 2 roughing the passer calls.
Hold on. Let me go into that one. The lack of poise that the Baltimore defense showed was absolutely horrible.
Worst game of the year.
Yeah. But Van Noy headbutting Kelsey for no reason.
Stupid.
What do you think is going to happen?
Stupid.
And then the defensive tackle left hooking Mahomes across the face on a pass.
Stupid.
Maybe he didn't see him. Maybe he was trying to get the ball.
Yep.
But you have to know, you touch Patrick Mahomes in areas he's not supposed to be touched in, you're getting 50.
If you touch him in any area and he cries to the refs, you're going to get it on the next call.
And then
He's the face of the league.
Clowney's 2 steps and lower the head into Mahomes' chin.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Stupid. It was just stupid mistake after stupid mistake. I will say, though, there was some plays in that game that I don't think anybody but Lamar Jackson could have made. That 30-yard pass to Zay Flowers, where the defensive tackle had Lamar in a freaking headlock.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand the strength that takes to get somebody that big that has you in their grasp off of you. But not only that, to get up and in that moment, get a 30-yard strike down the field. That was a dynamic play that very few people in the league could make. The tip pass where he threw it, tipped up, and he caught it himself and ran for 20,
which was going to be intercepted.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that
was crazy.
I saw 2 amazing plays this weekend that should never, ever have happened.
No.
And we'll talk about the Lions one later.
Yeah, oh my God. I mean,
but that pass that went straight up in the air, he ran between 3 guys to have the ball and take off.
Right.
Could have been gone if that tackle wasn't made.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
No, I completely blame that loss on, like I said, crucial mistakes at important times of the game. But the coaching, I thought that game right there, Andy Reid showed you why he is, in my opinion, one of the best coaches that there's ever been. He's a genius. He is a genius. He knows how to game plan for whoever he goes against, especially in big games. And I love Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh's a great coach, but he got out-coached dramatically.
Definitely.
The Ravens had the worst defensive game I've seen them have. I see Kelsey play twice a year against us, and I watch him all the time against other teams. How in the hell does this guy get 10 yards just with no one around him consistently? Right. It's not like he's a great route runner.
No.
It's just Andy Reid schemes things so good. You know he's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
And it's like they pan out, and I'm just like, why in the hell are you following this guy over here and leaving Kelsey? It happens all the time, and it blows my mind.
He should be doubled every time.
Every time.
And I don't understand why teams don't do it.
If they show Taylor Swift one more time, I am going to break my TV.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw a stat earlier today that Taylor Swift has generated $331.5 million of revenue.
That's crazy.
For the Chiefs, for the league, what have you, since September, since she's been going to these games for Travis Kelce.
Crazy, bro. That's why they sit there and show her 45 times a game.
Yeah.
Every time he catches a ball. I'm so sick of seeing her, man.
Yeah, I think the worst part, I don't mind seeing her. It's the others that are in that box that are trying to high five and do a bunch of shit that they don't know what they're doing
at all.
I mean,
we're on TV.
They don't know how to celebrate like normal people.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this next game. This next game, this has to be one of the biggest choke jobs in NFL history.
But I will tell you that my prediction was 100% accurate. It just happened so in the second half instead of the first half.
See, I don't know, man.
They got boat raced the second half, and it started with the first fourth down that he decided to go for.
Mm-hmm.
Once San Francisco, so it was 24-7 at halftime. San Francisco went down a 7-minute drive, got a field goal to make it 24-10.
Yep.
Lions moved the ball back, get it to a 4th and 3 on the 32 or whatever it was, 30-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
You can kick a field goal from there and go back up by 3 scores. Momentum is still with you because you have yet to be stopped on offense. The crowd is still out of the game. They haven't done shit on offense. And momentum is a big thing in NFL games, especially in big NFL games like this. And if you take crowd out and you take momentum, it would have been such a different second half if you just get out of your own way. And when it was 4th and goal from the 4 or from the 3 and at the end of the first half, when he chose to kick the field goal, I was surprised. And him talking about, well, yeah, it was just a little bit outside of what I wanted.
Yeah.
What is outside of what you wanted? You've gone for it on 4th and 7, 4th and 10, 4th and whatever. Okay. I mean, if you're going to go for it in that spot, or if you're going to kick the field goal in that spot, why would you not kick the field goal?
Yeah.
I understand that what you've done all year long, but all year long, you're not in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
On the road, 7-point underdog, kicking their ass on the road. Get back up by 3 scores and play some defense.
Right. So I will say, what you just said, I think goes directly against what you said last week when you said that the Bucks going for the 2-point conversion was the right idea. Because you said, if I'm going down the field and I'm stepping on their freaking throat, I want to keep on doing that. That's exactly what the Lions were doing. Had they got that, we wouldn't be saying anything. We've been saying, what a gutsy call. That's the kind of coach that he is.
No, I completely agree.
Right? And so what I think cost them that game is 2 things. I told you they were going to get their ass busted on the run. And Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery busted their ass in the first half.
They did.
They had 150 yards in the first half. Then what happened in the second half? For whatever reason.
Well, I know the reason. Jahmyr Gibbs fumbled.
He fumbled, and then they stopped giving him the ball. They had 32 yards in the second half after going for 150.
Because after that fumble, they ran the ball 5 times.
Exactly.
They said, oh, wait, we're fumbling, so now we can't run.
Gibbs wasn't even the one that was killing him. He was doing good, but Montgomery was the one killing him.
Yeah, 10 yards a clip.
And on top of that, Josh Reynolds, if I was Dan Campbell, I would cut him. At the press conference, I would have cut him. He had 2 super costly drops. He had his drop off 4th down, which would have gave him a first down and changed the momentum of the whole game.
Correct.
But the other one was probably even more crucial, and that was the 3rd and 9. That was a sure first down that was in his chest.
Yep.
And he just dropped it. That forced a punt in a tie game. Yeah. You cannot drop passes like that anytime, but especially in a game like that. When they're coming back and you could have shut them down right there with another good drive, and they were having a good drive, and your quarterback does his job. I feel so bad for Goff, dude, because that dude played a good game. He was hitting people where he needed to hit them, and Reynolds, man, you can't drop passes like that.
Yeah, but there was another stat I saw with Goff and the pressure that he was getting. He was like 0 for 12 on pressures in the second half.
Yep.
It was atrocious.
Oh, no, the second half, Shanahan completely outclassed Dan Campbell, and they changed up, and I think Dan Campbell, he got scared, and he completely went away from what was getting him success.
Yeah, it was a comedy of errors throughout the entirety of the second half after that first fourth down that they blew. Because it was 2 plays and then the 50-yard pass that went off of the defender's face mask.
The luckiest play I've seen all year, and I hate that that's how that game changed, because Kendall Vildor should be cut. Like, if that's why you're a corner and you're not a wide receiver, that you get rewarded for a terrible pass. It's nowhere near him.
No.
Hits off of his face mask, and of anywhere that it could go,
Pop straight up.
It goes straight into freaking Ayuk's hands. Like, that was the longest play of the freaking game. I mean,
I had told you their back half of their defense was susceptible. It's not a good tackling defense.
But that was their longest play of the game.
I know,
but it's not like they were giving up ass. Debo didn't have a touchdown. Ayuk's touchdown, he should have got. It went off the defender's, face.
Yeah.
Their secondary did not get freaking, beat a lot. Christian McCaffrey was killing them.
In the second half, they got beat like government mules.
They were getting beat on short routes.
Which what San Francisco does.
Yeah.
It's crossing routes. It's literally behind linebacker routes is what they're running. Purdy doesn't throw well to the outsides.
No.
And we've seen that. It's all down the middle, crossing routes that they get their wide receivers in space.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you're going to sneak out the tight end up the outside because everybody's concentrating on the inside. And that's how they get their points.
I mean, Purdy was 20 of 31 for 267, 1 touch, and 1 pick. Goff was 25 of 41 for 273, 1 touchdown. So, I mean, stat-wise, he had a better game.
But 180 of that was in the second half.
Yep. McCaffrey had 20 carries for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Montgomery had 15 for 93 and a touch. But they also had a lot of other. Gibbs had a touch. Jameson Williams had a freaking touch. I mean, they were just running it down their throat, man. Sam Laporta, who I said it last week, he has taken over Kelsey's spot as the number 1 freaking tight end. That dude is a beast. Him and Dalton Kincaid are the future of the tight ends in the NFL.
Don't forget about Hawkinson.
Hawkins is nice, but he's pretty old, and he needs to prove that he can stay freaking healthy.
He came out in 2018.
For a tight end, he's already had some injuries, man. He's passing yards. Lions had 2 more yards than the Niners. Rushing, the Lions outrushed them by 30. Yards per play, they were both around 6. Lions were 6-1. Niners were 6-3. Third downs, they were both 6 for 12. Time of possession, Niners possessed it for 6 more minutes.
Yeah, but
it was the second half.
Yeah, they outscored them 27-0 the first 29 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
And by that time, it was over.
Yeah.
And once again, Dan Campbell on 4th and 3 with a field goal to tie the game.
I agree.
Elects not to try to tie the NFC Championship game and keep it a 1-score game, regardless if they score or not. Whiffs that, go down, get a touchdown, you're down 10 with 3 minutes left. You're done.
See, but as somebody who has been coaching for 18 years, granted it's a different sport, but when you coach a certain way, you coach that way. If I'm in a game and I coach basketball and it's a championship game and we're down 2 points, and there's 5 seconds left on the clock, there's two type of coaches. There's a coach that's going to tie and go into overtime, or there's a coach that's going to drop a play for that 3, and we're either going to win or we're going to lose, and it's on me either way. I'm drawing up a 3.
Yeah, that's you. I would probably do the same thing, but if the last play of the game is a lot different than middle of the third quarter. Scoring was at a very low point for San Francisco at that point in time.
Yeah.
You have everything that you've wanted in this game. And it just feels like it went sideways at that point in time.
Yeah, it did. It definitely changed the momentum of the game for sure.
And if I was coaching, I'm looking at it as my defense is playing really well. My offense is moving the ball without any problems. 3-score lead midway through the third quarter. I am taking that every day.
I do not disagree. I think that game, the only thing I would say against Campbell, you cannot show that you don't believe in your players. And when when they stopped running the ball, he showed that he didn't have faith in his running backs anymore, which is crazy because that's what got him to the point that freaking they were at. They were crushing the Niners' souls in the first half. They could not. You could see it in their face.
You had them on their heels for literally the entirety of the first half and into the third quarter when your first drive that you marched back down on them.
Yep.
And that whole it just changed.
Yep.
Everything changed.
It was a whole
fans got into it. Players got all hyped up.
That was something else. You were taking the fans out of it, which is such a huge thing.
Especially on the road.
Yeah. It's such a big thing. And it's like, the second half was an entirely different game. And
I will give you one thing because you were hyping this boy up quite a bit. Adam Hutchinson, you said was going to make play after play, give him all he's got, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you some stats. You're not going to like them. 0 solo tackles. 0 assisted tackles.
Okay.
0 sacks. Where the fuck was he?
He was all over him. He was just missing him. Did you watch the game?
I watched the game.
The game where freaking Purdy rushed for the 21-yard gain, he missed him by that much. All you could do is almost get to him. He was trying his hardest, but they did a damn good job of doubling him, chipping him, doing everything freaking that they could. He needs somebody else. It's the same thing like Max Crosby on the Raiders. You can't do everything. If you have 2 or 3 people on you every single play, you need one other person to step up, and nobody was.
Okay. Then that's once again on coaching.
Absolutely.
And schemes.
Yep.
Big time players make big time plays.
Absolutely.
You have to step up and do something. You had 0 tackles.
Yeah.
You cannot have 0 tackles. Being
I agree.
your best defensive player.
I agree, but I will take Aiden Hutchinson every day.
No. I'm not saying he wasn't a good.
That dude's
he's not a great player. He is a great player with not a very good game when it mattered the most. He's just the defensive Lamar Jackson. That's all.
Oh, wow. All right. That's enough of the humble pie for me. Let's change it to, we're going to do the hot topic of the week. That's going to be the state of the NBA. So this is something I've been wanting to touch on because Tim and I both coach basketball. Like I said, I've been coaching for 18 years. I coach 7th and 8th graders, and I definitely have my opinions on this. This last week was one of the craziest weeks in the NBA that I can remember. We had Joel Embiid, who had 70 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists in a win over the Spurs. The same night, Karl Anthony Towns had 62 points on 21 of 35 field goals, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists in a loss to the Hornets. Then a few nights later, Luka had set the 4th highest scoring game in NBA history, scoring 73 in a win over the Hawks. And then Booker, the same night, had 62 points in a loss to the Pacers. The game that Cat had, as a coach, and I agree with his coach, Chris Finch, He was so pissed because that was one of the most selfish games I've ever seen a team play in my life. Not just Cat. The team didn't care about winning. They only cared about getting him the ball to break a record. That's it.
And he missed most of his shots in the fourth,
including the game-winning shot.
Correct.
It was ridiculous. On top of the fact, he only had 8 rebounds and 2 assists. So you're not even trying to give the ball up if you have 2 assists. When Embiid had his game, he had 18 boards, 5 assists, 21 of 23 from the free throw line. That's crazy in itself.
Yeah, and most of those free throws were in the fourth quarter because he would get the ball and not pass and get just cracked. Now, the game that Luka had, that was amazing. He was 25 of 33 from the field, 75%. Yep. That's insane. 15 of 16 free throws, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. So he wasn't just scoring. He was dishing. He was getting boards. I mean, it was absolutely insane. But when you shoot 75% from the field, just feed the meter.
Feed it. Feed it. So I'm just going to go over real quick. We're not even at the All-Star game yet. Okay? I'm going to read off the top 15 scores of this year so far. Doncic, 73. Embiid, 70. Giannis, 64. Booker, 62. Cat, 62. Giannis, 54. Booker, 52. Embiid, 51. Levine, 51. Doncic, 50. Brunson, 50. Embiid, 50. Tyrese Maxey, 50. Desmond Bane, 49. And Luka Doncic, 49. Now, out of all those, only 3 of those came with teams that had a defensive efficiency under 20. Everybody else is 20 and above. Now, this is something that as a coach, I see constantly. And I blame one thing. And that is players nowadays. I know this because I see it every day. There's no emphasis on defense. It's all about scoring because that's what kids see on SportsCenter. That's what they're taught from a young age. All these kids that are trying to go to these big colleges, you know what I'm saying? And all they care about is scoring because they're going to be one and done. No one is recruited because they're a great defender. When you and I were young, we're about this same age. Totally different NBA. Everybody was 3 to 4 years in college. You were praised for defense, praised for rebounding, praised for tough, busting your ass out there on the court play. Nowadays, it's scoring, scoring, scoring. I tell my kids that I coach, don't watch the NBA. It's the worst thing that you could do. Don't watch the NBA because all the NBA is give it to your star player, ISO, go one-on-one, and try to beat that guy. I tell them, watch the WNBA or watch college, and you will see how basketball is supposed to be played. You will see 5, 6, 7 screens set on a play. You will see the ball get passed until somebody's open, not just pass it to your star and have them shoot a 20-foot fadeaway going out of bounds because they want to hear oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Yeah, I think Steph Curry was the start of the new generation.
Steph Curry,
with the fact that threes and deep threes and threes all over the board, just shoot it from anywhere.
Anywhere.
And I mean, you can make 2 threes out of 3 shots instead of having 3 layups, and you have the same amount of points.
Yep.
I mean, it's still 6.
It's what Steph Curry did for Steph Curry's undoubtedly, not even a question, the best shooter of all time.
Correct.
I don't think he'll ever be matched.
No, I agree.
But what he's done for youth basketball is ridiculous. Dude, I get so frustrated because the kids nowadays are so athletically talented. It's like I've never seen in my life. I have 7th and 8th graders that, without even trying, can freaking dunk. A couple of them can windmill dunk, which is absurd in 8th grade.
I think I can touch the net still.
Yeah. But what's crazy, half of them can't use their left. They come down, they don't want to freaking post up. What do they want to do even though they're in 8th grade and they're 6'4"? They want to go shoot from the logo and go 1 for 18. And I tell them all the time, the worst thing that can happen is you make one of them.
Yep.
Because they're like, I'm on fire.
Yep.
You can't touch me.
Well, that's what we did.
Yeah. Yep. But when that happens, everybody goes, oh, and it's the highlight that you see on ESPN. You don't see somebody guarding somebody for 40 minutes and that star player having 12 points because they were getting hounded all night. You don't see that.
No, because they want to expend their energy on the offensive side, not on the defensive side. If you get tired on the defensive
exactly
side,
what it is.
Your jump shot goes to shit on the offensive side.
Do you remember this clip of LaMelo Ball in high school when he had like 92 or 98? He was literally standing on one side of the court. He would score, shoot. They would go down on defense. He would stay on that end of the court. Then they would pass it down there. He'd catch the ball, layup. They run down. He'd stay on one side of the court. I'd have benched him. I don't care who you are.
Do you remember the Kings owner coming out and saying, hey, maybe we should just have one guy stay on the offensive side of the floor?
Yeah.
And we'll run 4 people on defense?
Yeah. Yeah. Scoring, it's so frustrating as a coach. I tell my kids all the time. I mean, granted, I'm at a much lower level. I'm not college or, anything like that. But I coached AAU for a while, older kids. And I was amazed at, like I said, the athletic ability that they had, but the lack of fundamentals that they had. And the worst people of all are their parents, because they think every parent thinks their kid is LeBron James. If you don't play him every minute of the game, they're so used to getting their asses kissed because they can score and they're athletic. And most coaches only care about winning. They don't care about developing kids correctly. And so the kid get his ass kissed his entire time growing up because he's more athletic, he's stronger, he can jump higher, he has a better shot. And so he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And then he goes to freaking, college. He's one and done. And then he's in the NBA and he still doesn't know how to properly play defense or use their left. Or it's crazy to me when I watch these games and I see somebody put up 30, 40 shots. It's crazy to me. And the next person has 8 shots. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, especially within the NBA, when you have so many talented guys on the floor, for one guy to just continue to shoot and shoot and shoot and not get others involved. I like the Kings offense where they're passing the ball quite a bit.
It's a beautiful offense.
But once again, on defense, they struggle.
Terrible.
And currently their turnovers are suspect as well. Mm-hmm. But that's just from trying to overpass.
Right.
Because someone wants to make the showboat pass.
Mm-hmm.
The behind the back, the no look, the through somebody's leg, gets tipped, whatever, goes out of bounds, goes the other way.
The way of doing too much extra instead of the just easy pass.
Correct. They want to be on sports.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
That's what everything's about, man. I sat my son the other day because he was doing that exact same thing in the game. And my son's really good, but he is a showboat because that's all he watches is YouTube and highlights of all these players in the NBA. And he's coming down, and instead of just dribbling straight, he tries to go between his legs, behind his back, double crossover behind his back again. And when he went to the basket, dribbled it off his, foot and went out of bounds. I pulled him out the game. He was so mad. I said, you might not even go back in. I go, it's crazy to me.
That sounded like Steph Curry against the Kings in the last
except, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. I just really don't understand how it's like the Dallas Mavericks of old, how Don Nelson came out and said, I don't care. We're not even worried about defense. We're just going to outscore you. That's how every team is now.
Well, if you have more points than them, you win games.
Yeah, it's true.
You got to man up and play some defense somewhere.
Absolutely. All right, so if you had to start a team right now with any player in the NBA. You can start him right now and build your team around that player. Who and why?
Victor Wembanyama.
Okay. Why?
I was not a fan when he first came out. I watched him through preseason. He looked suspect for all of the hype that he was getting.
Yeah.
But as he's progressed over the first couple of months of the season, you can see there is a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
He is 7'2", 7'3".
The wingspan of an 8-footer.
Yeah, he literally can stand there and dunk.
Yeah,
without
looks crazy. He looks like an alien.
Yeah, but he can shoot, and he can play defense, and he can move. Yes, he's a little gangly, but he has all of the tools to be an exceptional player.
Yeah.
With the fact that he can shoot 3-pointers, and he's never going to get a shot blocked.
Right.
Doesn't matter who you put on him. I mean, Chet Holmgren found that one out recently. But he is like a transitional player now. I think he is, based off of his skill set and his height, it's just, he's going to be an incredible player for the next 10 to 15 years until his knees don't hold up anymore.
And that's, I cannot disagree. He's a freak. My problem with him is the same problem I have with Chet Holmgren. There is just certain people that have certain body types that it is nearly impossible to put on weight. And if those two don't put on weight, I don't see how they don't get injured.
No,
it's agree. Just and I'm not talking 10 pounds. They got to put on 40, 45 pounds.
No, but then you're carrying that much weight on a 7'3" frame, and how much are your knees going to take the brunt of it?
It's a give and take.
We saw that with Manute Bol.
Sean Bradley.
Yeah.
It's just some guys just have that frame where it's going to be tough. But I will say Chad looks a lot better.
He does.
And yeah, Wemby is a freak, dude. He is a freak. I don't know how you guard that dude. They need some help over there though, because he is not on a very good team. And that's weird to say with freaking Pop there, man. But
the rest of the pieces aren't that great. I have Devin Vassell, which I think is a pretty good player.
Yeah.
But outside of those two, there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
Jeremy Sochan.
Yeah. He's okay. He's
supposed to be a lot better this year.
Yeah.
Based off of what he did last year.
Right.
But it hasn't produced yet.
Yeah. So if I had to pick one, it's tough for me because I go back and forth with these two, and it would be between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Anthony Edwards. Shai is balling this year. He's 25. He's 6'6", 195. He plays the 1 or the 2. His career stats are 22 points per game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. This season, though, on that team, he's averaging 31 a game. And that's with Chet, Jalen Williams. There's ballers on that team, and he's balling.
Yeah, that's why they're, are they number 1 or number 2?
I think so.
Western?
1, yeah. But I think if I had to pick one, I think I would go with Anthony Edwards. I think he is downplaying or is being downplayed how good he could be because of Cat. If Karl Anthony Towns was not on that team, that dude would average 32, 33 a game.
Probably because he would have to.
He's only 22. He's 6'4", 225. He could play the 1 or the 2. He could probably even play the 3. He's a little undersized. Career stats, 22 a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. This season, 26 a game, 5.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists. What I like about both of them is they are improving each year. Each year they are getting better and better and better.
But it also helps.
One's on a good team and one's on a bad team.
Well, both of the team are. Wait, which one's on a bad team?
Well, I'm not sold on the friggin' Timberwolves. Let me see them at the end of the season.
Correct. Well, as of right now, they're 1 or 2 in the West. And no, the past few years it hasn't been like that.
I believe the Timberwolves are actually number 1 in offensive efficiency this year, which is kind of crazy to me.
Wouldn't surprise me because Cat's been healthy.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns is on the floor. It's a different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Anthony Edwards,
except for when he's trying to break scoring records.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be a ball hog.
Especially against, who was that? Was that the Spurs or the Pacers?
I think that was Charlotte.
It was against Charlotte. You're right.
Against a shitty team.
Yeah,
that actually
a shitty team. Yeah. That gave up an 18-point lead.
Hmm?
Yeah, that was...
Because they kept feeding Cat, and Cat was
That's
missing.
all that they freaking cared about.
That's why their coach lost it in the presser.
Yo, yeah. And I was glad to... let me say this. I was glad to see that because it is so rare for a coach to call his players out. A lot of people don't like that. I love that.
Oh, he threw them all under the bus.
Yeah. It's like a coach is going to get ran under the bus whenever they win or lose, or he makes a decision that somebody doesn't like, just like we just did with freaking Campbell, right? But then when a coach comes out and actually says something, those same people are like, he's not for his players. He loves those guys. He knows what they're capable of, and it's just like having 5 sons out there on the floor. Sometimes you got to get in their ass. Just like I benched my son, I got in his ass. Sometimes you got to do that to open up their eyes and be like, a team is more important than you.
Oh, yeah, no. You're not going to do it alone.
No. Especially when you have Anthony Edwards out there. Anthony Edwards was passing up open shots just to get it to Cat. I'm like, dude, oh my God.
Yeah, run your offense.
Run an offense.
Run it through Rudy Gobert.
Oh my God.
That guy's a rebounding machine.
Yep, absolutely.
He can pass really well, too.
Yep. All right, so the next topic that I want to really get into, our beloved Sacramento Kings.
Currently up by 3.
Oh, come back.
44 seconds left in Memphis.
Woo.
With Memphis's team, half of them injured.
Thank God that Jaw's out because that'd be a different story probably.
But they are now 8 of 32 from 3-point when they started 0 for 12.
So what is wrong with the Kings? And I think that's very simple. It's defense.
I got defense and turnovers.
Turnovers is very bad. I think turnovers is us trying to do too much when we're up.
Correct. We almost blew another 22-point lead the other night.
Yeah.
For against Dallas for no reason whatsoever other than they go on cold streaks and they don't play defense to help out when they're going on cold streaks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a rotation issue at certain times in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see a whole lot of defense being played by anybody.
No.
Until it's
The very end of the game, the last 2 minutes.
necessary. Correct.
That game against Phoenix was one of the most disgusting games. We were up 22, I believe in the 4th.
Yeah. Well, we were at 22 against the Mavs and they got it to 5.
Yeah. And if you watch the end of that freaking game, when the Suns made their run, I cannot tell you how many wide open threes that they had because it was just pass, and there was no rotation. They would get caught on screens, and they were just letting Durant and Booker shoot wide open threes.
Yeah.
That's a layup for those guys. For people that are in the NBA, shooters like that, a wide open three is a layup.
Yeah. But when Phoenix had their lineup with Durant playing the center against Sabonis, we took zero advantage on the offensive side to put him in just a horrible, bad position. Sabonis should have ate his ass for the entirety of the fourth quarter that he was on the floor, and he did nothing.
Well, it's the same thing. I love Mike Brown. I'm so glad that he's our coach.
Correct.
But it's the same thing that happened against the Warriors last year. Sometimes he does things and I don't understand. There's times when he needs to do what the Timberwolves coach did and call Sabonis out. Because last year, we should have beat the Warriors. Sabonis was scared to go inside. He would get the ball at the free throw line, and he wouldn't even look at the damn hoop. That's why Looney had 25 rebounds, because he didn't have to guard him. He just stood underneath the freaking basket. Yeah. And it's the same thing there. If he's not doing something, take him out, put Lyles in, who can at least stretch you because he can shoot the three, and he's going to work hard. Sometimes I love Sabonis, but that dude gets lazy sometimes, and he's a terrible defender. He is not a rim protector. That's why I was so happy that we went out and got JaVale McGee, which he doesn't get a lot of freaking playing time lately, and I don't understand that either.
But Sabonis is on the floor for offensive reasons because the entirety of their offense runs through him at the elbow.
Well, it can, It doesn't have to. We got too many playmakers on that team. Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox. We got a lot of playmakers on that team. We don't need it to run through him. And that's what I'm saying. Brown, I think, needs to sit him down and be like, hey, wake the hell up. Just like you said, you got Durant on you. Body him.
Oh, yeah.
You are twice as strong as that dude. I love, Durant. He cannot hold nobody in the post.
No, he should have thoroughly whipped his ass
all night
for the entirety of the fourth quarter.
That's what it should have been. If you're going to put me in the post against this man, you should feel disrespected.
I think I could take Durant in the post.
He's Durantula. He's, you got to abuse him, man. I think we got to make a trade. I think we got to make a big trade. I think we were talking about it before the podcast, and we both agree pretty much on 3 players: Harrison Barnes, Davion Mitchell, Kevin Huerter. Yeah. One of those 3, or a couple of them, have to go.
And include some draft picks. You're not going to have a high draft pick in the next...
Exactly. I'm so sick of people coveting these first-round draft picks when you're picking 14 through 18. Who gives a damn? Yeah. Who are you really going to get? It's crazy to me. On top of the fact, our draft choices in the past haven't been great. I mean, we get De'Aaron Fox, great job. Other than that, we haven't knocked it out of the park besides, well, I can't say that. Halliburton, really good. Keegan Murray, really good. So we've been doing better, but should have Doncic. Yeah. And I go back to
the Bagley.
Oh my God, that hurts. Some players that I think could really help us, because we don't need scoring. We don't need people that can score. We need good perimeter defenders. That's what we need on this team. Because right now, just like you said, we do really good when there's 2 minutes left in the fourth and you have to exert all your energy.
Yeah.
But before then, we don't really have anybody that is shutting people down. Our best defender right now by far is Keegan Murray. That dude has been balling. He was on Steph the other night, the whole night, and did a damn good job on Steph. I mean, he's been.
But our best defensive players are on the bench because the offense is not very good.
Yeah.
Kessler Edwards is another one.
Mm-hmm.
He can play really strong defense.
Right.
He just hurts us on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Duarte, where they tried to put him in the starting lineup to replace.
Yeah. That's why we got him.
That was a bad idea, and it went sideways on the offensive side early in games because Duarte doesn't score.
Right.
Regardless of the defense, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So once again, Kevin Huerter's back in the starting lineup, which for him, it's better to be there because he can work off of Fox. He can work off of Sabonis, which they do the dribble handoff at the top of the key, the elbows, what have you. And they run that set offense, and he can get wide open threes.
And he's finally starting to hit those. At the beginning of the year, he was cold as ice buckets, but he's been heating up, which is good because it's going to increase his freaking trade value. I'm glad that he is.
Correct. And by putting him when they moved him to the bench, he didn't have the support of Sabonis and Fox on the floor when he got in the game. He's got Trey Lyles now, who's not running the same spot that Demonis is.
Right.
So Herter's kind of on an island by himself, and he can't create his own shot very well.
Right.
So he struggled there, and it was killing us because Duarte wasn't scoring. Now he's not scoring, and then it puts more on Monk to score off the bench, and that led to more turnovers, and our free throw percentage has gone into the shitter.
Oh, yes. Our free throws kill us. I do not understand. We have both played with each other for 10 plus years in men's leagues. We're both shooters. I don't understand how people that are shooters are such terrible free throw shooters, because you and I are both very good free throw shooters. I don't understand how guards are such terrible free throw shooters. I just don't. Shaq, I understand. The ball is a damn grapefruit in your hand. I get that. I don't understand guards. And it's not like they don't practice. I know they practice. I don't know what it is, but our free throw percentage, just us missing crucial free throws, has cost us at least 4 to 5 games this year.
It almost cost the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because Herter missed 2.
Both of them at the end.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. Some of the players that I think that we should be going after, obviously Herb Jones, we're not going to get him. Everybody's going to want him. I would love to have him, though. He's a great perimeter defender, but I think there's going to be too many teams after him. I don't think we'll be able to give up what they want because too many other teams are going to want him. They're going to be able to give up more.
Yeah, but it all comes down to not only being able to get the player here, but keep the player here.
Yeah.
Salary Jenga.
Right. And that's all. I mean, all of these are, I don't know the salary, so some of these might not even be freaking possible. A lot of it's going to depend on contracts, how much they got left, how much they're going to want. Are they a free agent, restricted free agent? So there's a lot of...
Is that team a buyer or a seller?
Right. Exactly. Another one, Alex Caruso, but I don't think that the Bulls are going to get rid of him. I think they really like him, but I think he would be really good. He could defend well, and he could run the offense when Fox is on the bench.
The backup role to take over for David Mitchell. Yeah.
The person I want the most is Matisse Thybulle. I think his wing defense is one of the best in the league, and I think it would help us so much because he's not a person that needs the ball in his hand. He can score, but he doesn't need it in his hand like some of these other guys do.
So you would want to bring him in as a starter, or are you bringing this guy in off the bench?
I think if we bring him in, we're going to have to trade Herter. That's going to take away one of our starters. And I think you could do, you know what I'm saying, either. I think Duarte, if he could get his head out of his ass, should be starting. That's why we brought him in, you know what I'm saying, to play. But like you said, he just, for whatever reason, he can't get going. I don't understand why. But maybe it's the system. I don't know. But he has not looked the same since he got here. And I was super excited to get him.
And he somehow is in the doghouse because he hasn't been on the court much.
Yeah. Thybulle is a real possibility, though, because the Trailblazers are rebuilding and they do want some draft capital, I'm sure. So I think that's a definite possibility. And the last one is Dorian Finney-Smith. The Nets suck. I think they're going to be clearing house. He can shoot the three, good defender. It would make sense for us to give up Herter because he could replace him. Pretty much does the same thing, but a better defender. Maybe doesn't shoot the three as well, but a way better defender. And I think that's the one that's the most plausible based on money, draft picks, everything else, because I think the Nets are more willing to get rid of players than damn near anybody in the league.
Well, there's one other one that we discussed prior to us going live. Was Bogdanovich out of Detroit. He could come in and take over for Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
And I think he would be a much better fit with his skill set than currently what Harrison's getting. I mean, Harrison has been amazing the last 2 games.
He's raised his stock.
But correct. I
think that might be a little mental with Mike Brown going on.
But I mean, he's averaging 35 the last couple of games.
Crazy.
But before that, it's either he shows up or you never see him.
Yep, exactly.
He's a ghost most games.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we just need more consistent play, and I think Bogdanovich can bring that.
I would not be freaking mad about that.
But then again, is Sacramento going to be a player at the trade deadline, or are we going to stand pat with what we have and continue to grow what we have?
I think we have to try to get one more piece. And like we talked about earlier, I would not mind at all giving up a first-round draft pick. I don't care about giving up pick 18. I don't care. If we could get somebody with this team right now, we are 1 or 2 players away from making it over that hump. We should have beat the Warriors last year. I was super happy we got that matchup. I think we match up really well against them, and we should have won.
See, I don't even think we're 1 or 2 players away. I think we have a very good roster as it is. They just need to play better at crucial times.
So I think we need one more player that can lock somebody down on defense. That's another mistake Mike Brown made last year against the freaking Warriors. Davion Mitchell was D'ing Curry up the entire series, doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, but he's just a...
But you take him out in the crucial game, and who'd he freaking put on him? I forgot. Oh, my God. But he went off for 50, and you kept him on him. I don't understand.
It wasn't Herter, right?
No, it wasn't Herter. Who'd he put on him? Oh, my God. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Is he even on our team?
I don't think he is. Was Terrence Davis on the team last year?
He was.
I think it was Terrence Davis.
Could have been. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Davis.
I don't understand that. It's like Mitchell was locked. No one was going to shut Curry down, but he was doing as good of a job as you can do. And then I don't know what happened, but he wasn't on him the whole game, and Curry was roasting Davis.
Yeah.
Roasting him. It's like,
when you go for 50 in a playoff game, someone get roasted.
all right, let's get our locked and loaded in here before we get to hobby talk. So locked and loaded, I'm just going to go over my lock for this week. Thursday, Lakers play Boston. I don't know the line yet. Kristaps Porzingis is out. Anthony Davis is questionable. I don't know if he's going to be playing or not. Street Close has actually been playing a lot this year. I think he's only missed like 8 games, which is a huge surprise. So he's due to be out for a significant amount of time anytime soon.
Agreed.
But I just feel that the Lakers, they have such a combination of really old and really young, and it's not meshing too well. And Boston is, I think, they're meshing really well. I did not like that the initial trade that they made with Smart. I thought Smart was kind of the heart of that team, but that's why hindsight is what it is, because that trade's looking really good. Kristaps is actually balling, helping that team out a lot. I think Boston beats the Lakers.
How long is Kristaps out for?
He was questionable. They just ruled him out today. I don't think that it's going to be very long. A couple games. No. But I think Boston hands the Lakers a loss, and I don't think it's going to be that tough. I think they.
You still got to play the referees, and the Lakers are getting.
That's true. Is it? But isn't it in Boston? I think it's in Boston.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No. I don't know who's going to guard Tatum, who's going to guard Brown. They're a scoring machine with or without Kristaps. I mean, the Boston's a squad. I think that they handle the Lakers pretty easy.
It could very well happen. I mean, Boston is a juggernaut of a team.
Absolutely.
And if they're in Boston, yes, they should handle them.
Yeah.
Regardless if the refs step in. And the refs have been stepping in quite often with the Lakers. I mean, we had Toronto's coach lose his shit on.
Oh my God, that was great, bro.
And
that was great.
Just recently on Saturday night against the Warriors, they had 20-something more free throws than the Warriors, and most of them in the fourth quarter and in overtimes.
Yeah.
And it was atrocious to how that was called.
Oh, dude.
And the Warriors took the shaft. I mean,
absolutely.
Every flop went the Lakers' way. Every BS call went the Lakers'
I am so tired of hearing people say that LeBron doesn't flop, and then you see people go by him and not even touch him, and he's...
Oh, yeah. No,
it makes me sick.
He is way bigger flopper than Vlade ever.
Oh, for sure.
Vlade was the number one flopper of all time.
For sure. And he gets the calls. That's what's so freaking frustrating. And if he doesn't get him on that time down the court, he will get him next time down the court.
Because he will bitch and moan.
And that's not that I'm going to get into this, because this is a whole nother freaking debate. But that's one thing that I will say about people always making the argument LeBron's better than MJ. You would never see MJ taking a play off to sit there and yell at a ref and not get down the court. He'll yell at a ref, but he'll wait till the timeout. He'd have busted his ass and got back down the court and stole the ball. LeBron will stay on one end of the court, let his team play 4-on-5, just a bitch at a ref, and then the next time down the court, he's going to either get a cherry pick easy basket, or he's going to get the ball, and no matter what happens, he's going to get a foul.
Yeah, his complaining is way over the top.
Outrageous.
He has these 3-year-old temper tantrums in the middle of the floor most of the time.
Yeah,
it's so bad to see, because he's such a global icon. To see how bad he is on the floor with the temper tantrums is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. So we were going to get into referees and should they be punished for bad calls, but we'll save that for another one, because we want to get into our hobby talk. This is going to be hobby hounds right here, and we were going.
I got my lock of the week.
I forgot. I was so hyped up in the freaking Lakers. I was feeling like the Toronto coach. Come on, my bad, Packer.
I am going outside the box.
Okay,
I am going to hockey.
Oh damn, Hockey talk.
I'm going to hockey.
Let's go.
Okay, because we need some new sports in here.
Absolutely.
I was gonna go with WWE, but
Hey,
the Royal Rumble was this last Saturday.
hey,
It was fun to watch.
I saw your wife won it all too.
She did.
That's awesome.
So every year, Royal Rumble time, get a bunch of guys over, put money in a pot, draw 3 numbers out of a hat. Those are your guys that come in, your females that come in. If the first one out gets some money, second place gets money, winner gets money. Her 3 picks,
all of them, huh?
she had number 3. That was the first dude out. She had number 15, who was Cody Rhodes.
Oh, wow.
He ended up winning.
American Nightmare.
And she had 26, which came in at CM Punk, and he came in second.
Oh, my God.
So all the money went to her. While this is all happening, she's in making food for everybody. So it was like, I guess you're getting paid for making the food for everybody.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Kate.
Yeah, but that was awesome. So house wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was good. But my pick of the week, which will go into next week, since this is airing Thursday, Friday for everybody, I am going with the Edmonton Oilers to finally lose a game.
On a nice streak.
After winning 16 straight, they are now off for the All-Star game and festivities. And
Right.
they come back Tuesday the 6th
Okay.
in Las Vegas
Okay.
against the Chaps. And they will lose their first game out of the last 17
Well, that's a big one.
against Vegas in Vegas.
You heard it here. If you put money on it, you lose. Blame the Packer.
Bet Vegas, baby. Vegas always wins.
That's a big call right there. I'm going to be watching that game closely. All right. Time for Hobby Hound, you guys. For those of you that are into the sports card hobby, as you guys probably know, Tim and I are really big into the hobby. If you do not already follow me, Sactown Packhound on YouTube, go ahead and shoot a follow. I do reviews of every product that comes out, except for Flawless. If you guys want to send me a box, I will gladly review it. So, we both got some Phoenix. They are on Panini's website, and they're still on Panini's website
I saw that
for
today.
$3.95, which is kind of crazy considering all products have been selling out within a few hours. But Phoenix is still on there. A little bit of info on this. It's a 200 card base set. You get 2 autos, 1 mem, 4 base short prints, 2 silver parallels, 10 numbered parallels, 12 rookies. What I really like about this product is that you have the possibility of getting multiple case hits and short prints. You got Archetype, Infuego, Metropolis, Phoenician, and the Dreamweaver. So I really like that it's not like a lot of other products where they either don't have a case hit or any super short prints, which are stupid, or they have one only.
Yeah. I love ripping Phoenix. I love the product. In 2020, I pulled a Joe Burrow RPA, which was awesome. Sold it. Don't have it. Bad idea, I guess. But I have to turn cards so I can get money in to buy more cards.
Right.
To do the same thing. I don't have the luxury of being able to keep things for a long period of time. So, but Phoenix is a fun rip. Every year that I'll buy 2 boxes. I have never pulled a case hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And I have yet to do it.
I'm the same way.
But I wish I could. I mean, I've pulled one of ones. I've pulled one shield in my life, and that was out of Select Hobby back in the day. I pulled a Michael Thomas, NFL shield out of Select.
That's funny. The only shield that I ever free to pull was out of Phoenix 2 years ago or last year. I pulled a Pat Fryermuth 101 NFL rookie shield auto.
Oh,
And I got a greatest, got a PSA 10. It's still for sale.
oh man, that's actually a really good card.
Yep.
But yeah, I love Phoenix. I love the color. I have seen
Beautiful cards.
a few of the cases opened so far. I don't understand their SP versions of
Yeah.
cards. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a thing called a genie.
Yeah, I saw that on the box, and I don't even know what it is. That's actually another case hit for short print that you can hit. I've never seen one.
And I have yet to see one on eBay. So there's nothing there to look at because I'm trying to figure out what this is.
Yeah.
But the worst part about what's taking place right now in the hobby is that the checklists are not readily available once the product releases. Absolute and Phoenix both are not out. I'm wondering if that is causing sales to not be as high for Phoenix because we don't know what we're buying yet. I mean, outside the first off the line, which sold out at $4.25 or whatever it was, and having the hobby boxes sit out there for $3.94, are places waiting to see what a checklist looks like because we already know that we're not getting 3 autos.
Right.
You're not getting the Young, the Levis, the Stroud.
Right.
What are these case hits including? Who are they of?
Right.
Are they of big time players or are we just mixing in some of the mediocre guys?
Right.
So I would have assumed Phoenix had sold out. Once I saw it on the website today, my 2 boxes actually shipped finally. I'm supposed to have them here Friday.
Wow.
We'll see if that happens. But not having the checklist to see what we have a chance at may be hurting their sets.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but it seems likely.
So I ripped 2 boxes on my channel. Go check it out. And I love the base cards. I love the color. Some of the parallels, it's probably my favorite product because number one, it's cheaper than most products out right now. Yeah. The lava, color burst, fire and ice, absolutely beautiful cards. I love that you can get the RPAs as well as the veteran mem autos like Paragon and Mythical.
The Mythical cards look really good this year.
Yeah.
I really like the way that they pop.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the lava is probably one of my favorite ones. I love how that looks. The problem that I have with Phoenix, and it's not their fault, it's just they don't resell that well. No. I don't understand why. I do a lot of card shows, and I don't understand. You'll have a CJ Stroud Silver Prism sell for $500,
which
raw, and then you'll have a CJ Stroud Phoenix Silver, and it'll sell for $150.
Yeah,
it's just I don't understand because the Phoenix looks better to me. It's just I don't understand why that is. Phoenix is one of my favorite products because it's that playbook, and unfortunately, because it was a terrible product last year, limited, are what I really came back into the hobby ripping. I mean, just like a lot of people out there, probably you, I collected big time when I was young. And then we get older, we get jobs, start having families. I was just completely out of the hobby for 25 years. And then jump back into it. Well, I started pretty slow and then really started getting into it. And then pretty much became obsessed with it. So now it's like a huge part of my life. You know, I do a ton of shows, got my eBay store. I do reviews of almost every product that comes out. And there's certain products that I look forward to every year. Some of them I hate. I hate some of these products. But Phoenix is one that I look forward to every year.
Yeah.
And I will say that this one did not disappoint. I was happy with the product. I didn't get anything huge. I believe I got a Sam Laporta RPA, which was, you know what I'm saying, pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't get anything huge. I didn't get 1 in 2 boxes. Not one CJ Stroud, not one Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I'm seeing it's hard to pull their base cards.
Yeah,
now.
Even the base cards are hard, dude. Didn't get any short prints, but I mean, that's just, you know, the chance we take ripping boxes. But I like that there's some products that I will recommend, some that I will say stay away from. This is one that I would highly recommend if you can afford it, especially if you have a young collector. This is one that is because of the colors and all the stuff. It's just, like you said, it's a super fun rip where in some products, I'll be honest, I rip them and I pay $800 for a product and I get $30 in cards and it makes me mad.
That's premium and select.
Yeah. I don't want to be and Spectra. I don't want to be mad after ripping a box. And this is one of those where you don't make your money back. I'm not mad. I still had fun ripping it. You know, I think the quality for a lot of these high gloss cards is so much better in Phoenix than some of the other ones. Prism was better this year, but the last 2 years, Prism was some of the worst cards, and Contenders Optic, some of the worst quality of cards I've ever seen in my life for centering, pitting, divots, print lines. Yeah. It was just terrible.
The Panini fingernail marks in the back.
Oh my God, dude. And then you send them in a Panini for factory damage. I'm still waiting on like 12 cards. I send them in. They just say delivered, awaiting.
Oh, yeah. I have my issue with Panini, other than that part, is the missing of the FOTL exclusives. I have 4 current tickets open with them for missing content.
Yep.
It's like we pay the extra for the goodies.
Yep.
And the goodies don't come.
Which most of the time is crap anyway. You pay. Like I did the exact same thing. I got a Mosaic first off of the line. Didn't get my pink swirl or my green swirl. So missed out on that. Luckily, I was recording it. I was able to get in touch with the rep from Panini. I told them I had it on video. They said, oh, no problem. Send us the link to this email right here. We'll get you that shipped right out. I was surprised that I got through, first of all, because I tried to get through 1,000 times and I never have.
Literally have to call at 7:30 in the morning.
Send them the freaking link. That was 6-7 months ago. Still haven't heard anything at all. I probably never will. The redemptions, I've got about 60 redemptions out. Now, I will say they're starting to send redemptions out quicker. I'm starting to get a lot more. But when I'm finding out, the ones I'm getting back are the crap ones that no one cares about. I have some big ones out there.
Yeah, you should be requesting those sparkle packs.
Dude.
Because they'll send you sparkle packs for really shitty, outdated redemption.
Yeah, on a lot of those, I do. But I got a Nolan Ryan auto to 5 from National Treasures. I got a Josh Allen auto to 2. I want those.
Oh, yeah.
It's been like 2 years. I'm like, and it's like a perfect example of them killing us, especially those of us that flip cards. Last year in Phoenix, I think you even commented on the damn video because I said I didn't get shit in this box. I got a Kenny Pickett RPA Red Mojo to 25. Great card. Had a print line going across the whole thing. Sent it in as factory freaking damage. At the time, expensive card. Probably could have got a few hundred for it. Now, if I get it back, it'll probably be in my value box. It's just like they send so long with redemptions and it kills us flippers because 2 or 3 months, look at Zach Wilson. 2 or 3 months could mean the difference in literally a $5,000 card or a $150 card. Same card, just a 2 or 3 month span.
No, I completely agree.
I hope to God that when Fanatics takes over, that they change that. And the other thing is my next point. Points instead of autos.
Their point system is trash.
Is it the most frustrating thing that you can possibly get?
Especially when you buy a box and you're guaranteed one auto.
One auto.
And it comes in the form of a 250 point card.
That's my exact point.
You really can't get anything on their website for 250 points.
Nothing.
That is really.
You want an offensive lineman that's on the scout team?
Well, a lot of the cards in the reward section now that you can redeem for points don't even play in the league anymore.
Yeah, it's if you want to put points in there because you're supposed to have 10 parallels and you give me 9 and you give me points, okay.
I think the points should be used as a extra benefit for.
It should be something good, not something bad. I just bought a box of Prism No Huddle. $500. One auto. My one auto was 250 points.
Yeah, I don't think it should be replacing the auto that you have.
No.
You should be guaranteed from the box.
Absolutely. Especially on a product that high. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no. And then never in National Treasures or Flawless.
Nothing high end. Nothing.
Impeccable.
No. I mean, when freaking cards are 1,000 and up, points shouldn't even be an option. Just like sticker auto shouldn't be an option in freaking products that big. Or everything $1,000 and up should be on card, player worn mem, no freaking, you know what I'm saying, points. It's just ridiculous, man. And it's like, for those of you that are not familiar, go on Panini's website and go and look at their rewards and see what you can get for 250 points. The only thing that's really worth a damn that you can get with points are Sparkle Packs, and you got to have 5,000 points to get a Sparkle Pack, and you get 4 cards. And most of the time, they're nobodies. Even with Sparkle Packs, you still get everybody that's on the checklist. You get offensive linemen and shit, and cards that are even a white Sparkle's $5. It's crazy.
I do love the white Sparkle Packs, though.
Oh, I love them because you got a chance of getting somebody huge. I got one of my luckiest pulls ever. I bought 1 Sparkle Pack last year just because I had so many points for ripping so many damn boxes and getting points instead of autos. I had 5,000 points. I got 1 Optic Sparkle Pack, NBA, 4 cards. First 3 cards, absolutely nobody. Last card, Paolo Banchero, rated rookie.
Oh,
so super happy about that. Got it graded, got a PSA 9. So that was cool. But if you don't hit on them, I got to get 20 boxes with 250 points to get 1 4-card Sparkle Pack.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I also get upset with the fact that they put the points in mega boxes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now you can buy a box for $60 and you're guaranteed an auto, and they dupe you with 150 points.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
If you're gonna give me points to replace a freaking auto, make it 2,500 points. So I'm halfway to a Sparkle Pack something. Don't give me 250 points.
Oh yeah, it'll take you forever.
It is so, oh my God, so frustrating.
I mean, I currently have 5,500 points on Panini's website, waiting for the very last edition of a white Sparkle Pack, whether it be Prism.
You better get it quick. We're going to have about 3 minutes before the freaking breakers get them all.
Because I go back and forth with the mouse until I can get it.
Yep, I hate that. Experiencing high volumes, check back later.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm tired of that.
Oh yeah, my mouse is back and forth, and I actually got booted off one time because they thought I was a bot because I went that fast.
Oh my God.
Because I got it figured out that if I go here and here, I'm real quick with the mouse.
So Immaculate NBA is coming out in 2 days. You getting a box?
No, too expensive.
I don't know what they are yet. I might get a box.
And it's also not Wemby's rookie year.
Exactly.
For whatever reason, they're still putting out 20.
It's just like Flawless. It's like a year, you know what I'm saying, behind. It's stupid.
Yeah. You should be putting out 23, 24 product with what's being on the floor right now.
Yep.
You cannot be behind this long.
Especially because the cars took such a significant drop. Now you're going to get a Cade Cunningham rookie.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero. I mean, Paulo's, you know what I'm saying, ball is still. But you're getting rookies from a year or 2 ago. And it's frustrating. And I don't even know what the price of that's going to be.
It'll be 1,500 easy.
I think so, at least. Do you think that they took Flawless Baseball off intentionally because it went too low?
They're first off the line.
Yeah.
They just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's sold out.
They said it did at 2,000, but it started at 3,500, and I don't think it was selling. It's an unlicensed product that you're trying to sell for 3,500. I understand it's Flawless. It's still $3,500 for an unlicensed product, and they said it sold out at 2,000.
If I'm not mistaken, it's still not current players, right? It is all retired players or soon-to-be players.
I mean, you have like Ellie De La Cruz in there, and I mean, you have, they say up and coming, but you have no veterans. You have no veterans in there at all. And I mean, that's just how Flawless is always going to be as long as it's an unlicensed product. Yeah. Same as Select and any other baseball product that they freaking put out.
Yeah, I would assume that they pulled it.
Yeah, that I know they did because the floor was going to be 15 and they didn't want it to get to 15 because then hobby boxes would have to come out at like 8 or 9.
I was expecting it to hit the floor and then get pulled after the 5 minutes at floor.
Yeah, I love Flawless Baseball. I really do. Even though it's unlicensed, I love the patches they put in there. I've had a lot of luck with it, but it's still very, very pricey. For a Flawless product, it's not as bad as anywhere near NBA or freaking NFL, but it's still, last year, I think it was $1,400 for a hobby box.
Yeah.
For 10 cards.
See, I can't afford to do that.
She lets me. That's why. Well, we've reached about the end of our show. Could the beautiful bartender get us a couple shots over here? So we are going to end our show with a parting shot.
Just an update on the Kings. They have won 103-94
Let's go, Sack.
over the hapless
Grizzlies with nobody on the floor. Tim, would you like Hennessy or would you like Patron?
I'll go Patron.
So I'm a Hennessy man. Anybody wanting to send gifts, Hennessy is always appreciated.
You're always liking gifts.
Absolutely.
So Sabonis had 20 points and 26 rebounds tonight.
Let's go, Sabonis.
So obviously they did well on the boards.
It's not, you might not be getting any of this.
Uh-oh. You got a special seal that you can't break?
I think so.
All right. Bring the other.
Give him the hand. There you go. I got it.
All right. Good second episode.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. If you have not followed us on YouTube, check us out. Mancave Sports Talk Podcast with Sactown Packhound. Also on Spotify. Check us out. We appreciate you guys. And until next episode, cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, it's smooth like Gary Coleman.